Hi, I'm Emily Ekdahl. I'm an analytics engineer at Palmetto. My pronouns are she and her. And I just want to start with gratitude for this community. I really enjoy being a part of such an engaging and dynamic community. And so we're really excited to be able to give back tonight by sharing something that we've been working on at Palmetto. So the topic I want to cover this evening is expediting analytics engineering with DBT and Palm. So here's an example of a pretty typical analytics stack. This is what we use at Palmetto. We suspect that yours may look somewhat similar. And with the size of the company increasing the complexity of the stakeholder requirements, this would only grow. So one of the challenges that we face and we suspect is common in the data profession. So we're under a lot of pressure to deliver near immediate business value in tech stacks that are increasing in scale and complexity. So we already talked about what our tech stack looks like. And the questions that we kept asking ourselves were questions like, do our data platform users really need to understand all the pieces of the stack, or do they just need them to work? And how can we run our data team fairly lean while still empowering our users with the right support and tooling to drive actionable insights for the business? So our hypothesis is that if we give our data platform users key over those control workflows and then just abstract away the complexity, we can improve the delivery and the confidence in execution. We were thinking about, it reminded us of somebody, and maybe it'll remind you of someone too. It reminded us of a high impact engineer. And a high impact engineer engages in a lot of those same behaviors. They kind of raise the level of the entire team and they speed everyone up. So what we use Palm to do is to codify all those behaviors. Here's a couple simple examples of what a high impact engineer might do in an analytics stack. They might smooth the onboarding process so that there's like an instant development setup. They might set a convention for schemas so that you never have collisions when you're testing. And they might create processes which automatically clean up your testing environments so that your kind of database and your local is always tidy and ready for the next thing. So we zoom out a little bit and we think about what Palm is. It's a consistent interface across any number of CLIs in your analytics stack, and it's highly customizable. So you can create whatever commands you need to for your project. It's also really easy to extend with plugins. And you might ask, why do I need a CLI for my CLI? And what we want to tell you is we're really excited to share that it's a lot more than wrapping this or that CLI in your analytics stack. We've incorporated in our version of Palm custom code generation, the ability to run scripts and also to call APIs for hosted services like production airflow. And this is just a little teaser for our Coalesce talk. Right now, we're talking specifically about what we've done with Palm and DBT, but if you come back in December, we'll talk about what we're doing across the analytics stack. So the first way in which Palm behaves like a high impact engineer is that Palm sets itself up. So when you clone the project and you pip install Palm CLI, which you'll be able to do sometime this quarter yourselves, Palm scaffolds with a really simple command. And then there's one more command which you create, and then you can get up and running, writing your own commands and building them however you see fit. There's really minimal configuration to get going. Just want to kind of emphasize again, what is the benefit of all this? So DBT is really easy to use at first glance, but the power users have figured things out that really speed up their workflows. And what we're trying to do is to bring that to everyone and to do that inside the container, which is what we really get excited about. Digging into that a little more, we are trying to make the containerization piece just work for people. And it allows them to be productive really quickly in our analytics stack with Palm, and then to learn about Docker and containerization as they have time and interest. And it avoids these tribal knowledge scenarios where you're passing around a single string, and then you have to be on the inside to know which commands exactly to use to make your workflow the absolute best it can be. And then it also reduces these conversations that you have around pull requests where someone says, well, it worked on my machine. Palm also behaves like a high impact engineer by standardizing developer contributions. So one of the neat things that we've been able to do with Palm is code generation. We've decided how we want our models to be and in what space we want them to be. And so all you have to know as a new user in our analytics stack is the kind of model you're trying to make and the name you want to name it. And then from there, Palm just builds all that for you exactly where it should be. And it just reduces the time that developers spend doing these repetitive tasks, and then also reduces the friction on pull requests because everybody's already using our best practices. One of the other things that we're really excited about with Palm is that it creates ephemeral test environments. So this is really neat. If you've ever worked in a developer situation where you have to maintain your own local database or one in the cloud, you know how much pain this can create in a development cycle. Instead, Palm spins up and tears down your ephemeral test environments for DBT, and every run has a very specific name so there aren't any collisions. In our CI, we've even extended that further by appending the run ID just to make it really clear what tests we're running. And so whether you're trying to run DBT clean on your local or whether you're trying to clean up after you're done testing, we've handled that situation. And then we also conversely allow the users to use commands like persist and to show their data if they want to look at it after their run is done. I personally am a big fan of another command that we've developed called Palm Cleanup, where we combine this cleanup of branch schemas and the DBT clean. And that allows you to start completely fresh and enjoy them or kind of avoid that maddening scenario where you might think you're editing your model and actually you're editing the target file. One of the other ways that Palm really behaves like a high impact engineer is that it helps you help your users. One of the things I like to do is to go into any repo in which we've implemented Palm and then do Palm --help and see what team and I have determined are the hit list of commands, because all these tools across the analytics stack have super robust CLIs developed over many years. However, on a daily basis, there's probably a pretty short list of things we actually use. And I really enjoy not only seeing that list, but then also kind of seeing the commentary my teammates have made around them and why they're important. And it's also a first line of defense, kind of for you and your data platform developers. It allows your people developing in your analytics stack to try and help themselves before they reach out and ping one of your developers. So in conclusion, we're really excited about Palm and DBT as a combination and the way that can speed up analytics engineering. Please watch out for the release of this open source project in Q4 2021. It'll be available on PyPy if you pip install Palm CLI, and we really welcome contributions and feedback. This is a small part of the kind of content you might see from us in Coalesce. Please give feedback. Tell us what you want to see more of, less of. We really welcome it and we're grateful for it. And we hope you'll come back to hear more about how we use Palm across the stack. Thank you very much for listening to this talk. And this is where you can find me if you want to reach me to talk about Palm or data related things. Thank you.